Welcome to the Business Spotlight podcast. My name is Kay Cote, and I'm your host for today's episode. And today on the show, I have Ramesh Rajagopalan, founder and CEO of SetConnect, as my guest. We're going to be learning about his business, his journey to business ownership, best practices, and challenges that he's faced to give you that inside look to what it's like to build and operate a business. Welcome, Ramesh. It's so great to meet you.
Well, it's great to meet you too, Kay. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, it's going to be a great conversation. So before we dive into all the things about business, I would love to share with the audience a bit about you. So take me back as far as you'd like, share a bit about yourself and a brief about your business.
Okay, well, first of all, it's great to be here. And I have spent nearly 35 years uh, in Texas, all parts of Texas, including West Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth area, and the last 26 years right here in Austin, Texas. So, Texas has truly shaped both my personal and professional journey. And I also say this very proudly. I absolutely bleed burnt orange. Yeah. So,
I love it.
so the University of Texas at Austin has been a major part of my life for many years. I'm a alumni. I'm alum of UT. I've served on the faculty at UT McCombs. I had the opportunity also to direct a very highly ranked Master of Science in Business Analytics program at Macomb School of Business, uh, where we really worked at the intersection of business, analytics, and emerging technology long before uh, AI really became a mainstream conversation, right? So my connection to UT is also very personal in that I have multiple UT graduates in the family, including one from Dell Med, UT's Dell Medical School. So, and professionally, I had the privilege of working across industry, consulting, academia, and now entrepreneurship. I spent nearly a decade at Dell Technologies right here in Austin during the period of enormous growth and transformation at Dell. And I've had leadership positions at leading companies like IBM and Deloitte Consulting.
Mhm.
Now, all these experiences, it really gave me a front row seat to how technology reshapes business operations, and really the decision making by the leadership, right? So today, I'm the founder and CEO of SetConnect. Uh, we call ourselves an AI transformation company focused on helping organizations turn AI into measurable business outcomes, right? So, what excites me most is helping companies move beyond this hype. There's a lot of hype around AI. And so we move that beyond this hype into real operational impact, with the real business outcomes. You'll hear me talk a lot about business outcomes and the focus on business outcomes. And we do this across industry. We work with manufacturing companies, healthcare companies, energy, and we transform supply chains and really scale AI across the enterprise, right? So, and I truly, honestly believe that we are just getting started as a society, as our communities, industry, commerce. I think we are just getting started. I think this is one of the most important technology shifts that's happening in our lifetimes, and incredibly exciting time to all of us to shape what the future looks like, right? So that really is all about me and what I'm doing currently.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And I'm a huge UT fan as well. So that is awesome. Yes. That is cool. Well, thank you for sharing that, great introduction. I'm very excited to dive in to your company. So, tell me a little bit about like the company now. Like, how did you, when was that aha moment for you, like to get into entrepreneurship instead of working for somebody else?
Well, it's been there all the time, right? But it really came from seeing the opportunity before most people fully recognized it. And I used to travel quite a bit globally, even when I was a faculty at UT. And wherever I went, even the talks I used to give to the audience, there's always the curiosity about how can we do this? This was at that time, the context was about business analytics and the program and so on. How do we do this? How do we get our folks educated on this or become familiar with this analytics and AI and so on? And and for a number of years, I worked at the intersection of business and analytics and operations and technology with Dell, Deloitte, IBM, all these leading companies across the globe. So I've seen, a lot of investment uh, in these digital initiatives and so on. But I've also seen through my consulting years that companies struggle to translate the technology into business outcomes. So it's a continuous battle to make that happen. And that's really what I realized early when the AI opportunity came along. Uh, it's not going to be another technology wave. It's not about another ERP system being installed or another supply chain optimization software being installed. It's more about fundamental change, and and that kind of triggered me into how can I take all the knowledge that I have and get a group of people with similar passion and idea, and maybe launch something that we can make some meaningful change in the industry, right? So that
Mm.
that really was uh, our goal is to help companies operate, compete, innovate, and so we had the opportunity to change the mindset from technology first perspective into business first perspective, and AI is really going to be the transformation agent, if you will. That was the opportunity, and and I felt like there was a room to build a company that could bridge that executive thinking and the leadership to business operations and execution with AI in a very practical way, right? So, uh, and again, that's sort of the vision. That became the vision for us at SetConnect, and we
Mm.
have been building this over the last few years, and we have evolved significantly as this AI landscape is evolved. Actually, it's evolving. Every day, I'm learning something new myself. A
Mhm.
lot of focus was around predictive analytics and so on in the early days. Today, we are helping companies to navigate what I call the three phases of AI. That's analytical AI, generative AI, and agentic AI. It's uh, it's how companies get all these, leverage all these and harness the power of all three parts of this AI uh, harmoniously. I think that's where value to be had. And our mission is to expose companies to do that, realize that, and that's what we are dedicating ourselves, myself and my team.
Oh, wonderful. Now you mentioned a few years. So how many years have y'all been in business?
We have been at this for now uh, 6 years.
Oh,
But the conceptually we started in 2020, and
wonderful.
then right away COVID hit us, and during that time we incorporated the company as a Delaware corporation, and so we have been at it for 6 years now, and a lot of challenges, especially during the COVID days. But I think we are resilient enough to still stay here.
Definitely. That actually leads perfectly into my next question, which is, every business I owner I talk to is like going through something. That's like kind of the nature of starting a business. And it could be a new season, a new challenge, like a new leveling up. So what are you currently going through that's demanding the most of your time?
Oh boy, demanding most of my time. I would say uh, everything. I mean, there is uh, I spend time from helping companies and executive to strategize around and focused on AI. Uh, I spend time in go-to-market kind of uh, initiatives within the company. Uh, I spend time um, helping product and the positioning strategy, and uh, really all of these things. The building the framework for the delivery. In terms of we have something called Playbook, and it's a very structured uh, uh, methodology. So as I said, it's anywhere from strategizing with the leadership, CXOs of our prospects and customers. And we have a process called discovery, AI discovery, very structured process. We spend anywhere from 1 day to 2 day, and in some cases, maybe even multiple days with the leadership teams and help them identify the challenges. So that's a big passionate part of my time spent. And then internally, I spend a lot of time on GTM, go-to-market strategies and partnerships. And then we are a global company. We have, we work with companies across the globe. In fact, a lot of traction has been gained in a company that's headquartered in Germany and companies in India, places like that with the global operations.
Hmm.
So, uh, and quite, lately I'm also spending a lot of time in the platform side of things. We have a technology stack in the ecosystem that multiple components of AI come together, and we have put our own platform together. So it's all over the place. So there is really no switch as per se for me, right? I carry the thought process and the vision all the time, whether I'm with the customers or I'm spending time at home. And sometimes I even have discussions with my family members who are somewhat savvy in these kind of technology stuff, my wife included. So, to let it's a constant. I spend all the time, if you will, in all these aspects.
Yeah, definitely. That makes so much sense. You know, when it comes down to all, like, there's a lot of aspects going on, but what's the one thing, like when you walk into your office or sit down at your computer on a Monday morning, what's that thing like sitting at the top of your mind?
Uh, how do we scale? How do we scale? How do we scale across the globe? That's always the thing that's riding in our in me. We are a bootstrap company. We are not. We haven't deliberately, intentionally, we haven't gone out for external funding. So, uh, in this mode of bootstrapping, uh, which is funded primarily through customer revenues, uh, how do I also scale in
Hmm.
parallel, right? So that's a challenge that we are constantly looking to solve, and that's one of the things that keeps riding on my mind.
And how long has that scaling been on your radar?
Oh, it's been on the radar for at least a year and a half now. Initial days, first 3 years, there's a
Yeah.
lot of excitement around building and new developments and so on, finding the right customers and so on. Now, I think we have stabilized that part. We know who we are going after, and so how do we scale quickly to uh, to serve that customer, right? That we think we have an idea of who our ideal uh, customer is. So uh, now, get the focus and hit hard and scale as quickly as we can. So that's
Definitely. Now, like, what has kept the scaling from being fully solved yet?
what aspects.
Yeah.
Um, I would answer the question about that, but giving a context. Our ideal customers and organizations are the ones that understand that AI is strategically important, but also recognize that turning AI hype and AI itself into real business value is harder than buying software and other technology tools. There is my ideal prospect is when I say this, they jump up. It's you hit it on the head. That's exactly our struggle is. We know it's strategically important, but where do we start? How do we go? What do we do? Right? So that's now how do I find more of those CXOs who have this in their mind? What are my channels to reach them with this message? Who do I reach and how quickly can I reach them? I know they are in, we have gone a little bit non-traditional, okay, in that when people talked about data analytics and AI and so on, usually the retail, the technology companies, the retail companies, banking companies are the ones that come to mind because these are the ones who've been in the forefront of using these kinds of things. But we have somewhat gone in a different direction, and it's not because we wanted to. That's how our initial days took us, where
Mhm.
we found these listeners, people with this kind of uh, need, and that's in manufacturing, real hardcore industrial operations. I have my largest customer today who makes steel, right? And I've been in an environment where literally they bring tons and tons. I'm talking about unit train full of coal or iron ore, right? So they mine this, bring a train full of this. So uh, it's in those kinds of organizations where there's this pent up need and curiosity to say, hey, how do I bring the AI into my operations and make full use of it, right?
Mhm.
Energy companies, for example. So these are some of our. So now, how we have used relationships. In the we have pretty strong. You could tell that I'm not new to this. I've been around in the industry for a number of years, so I have several different contacts myself and my leadership team. We bring that relationship as our first initial days. That was our primary way to reach people who have this kinds of need. Now I want to do expand that. I want to make that one meeting become one meeting one on one. Instead, I want to make that one meeting into one with the 10 or 15 people in the audience who are all saying the same things. They're all saying, yes, we need this. That's the kind of scaling I want to reach out. That's been
Mm.
the challenge. So
Yeah.
it's really summarizing that, okay, I want to the best fit companies, organizations are the ones the CXO are asking the questions, where do we actually start with AI? What use cases create measurable value for me? How do we scale beyond experimentation and pilots? How do we align leadership, data, operations, and the technology? All these things. How do I bring an alignment to all this? And how do we avoid wasting time and money on disconnected experiments, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one example. How do I avoid wasting time? Even us, uh, you probably can relate to this. If in building apps, you need UI, right? So a web app, web UI, and I I found that today's technology and the tools that we have in our disposal, my internal team built a very globally uh, competent web UI for our app in a matter of less than 2 days with the technology that we have. And code development is become code checking because we don't sit and write code anymore. We use the productive tools. So how do I translate this to my customers, right? How do I avoid wasting time, bring productivity, and save money, and convert that into business value? Uh, so these are the questions that my prospects I would like for them to ask, and so we can come in and help. And that's where the scaling, we are thinking about how do we reach those who are asking these questions.
Definitely. Now, when the business is like, what does the business look like for you when everything is doing what you want it to do?
Well, I think we when you say what does the business look like for us, I think the business is when we have made my customer, as delivering the solution based on the business problem and the business outcome, reaching that goal of realizing that we have impacted the business with millions of dollars or dollar X. And that when we are able to repeat that with customer after customer after customer, with our tools, our technologies, and our expertise, and our platform, that is what I would say, that's what the business looked like for me. I don't know if I understood the question right, but that's sort of what uh, a success look for me, and that's what I want our business to look like. If if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, that really helps paint the picture of what you're building. So if you got where you are today and then like take where you are today and take you where you want to be, what is sitting in the middle of those two things? Like what's that gap and why?
Um, I think the gaps are probably in a few. Uh, you know, uh, I would say it's layered. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
and the layers come from uh, the layers come from our uh, ability to scale up. Number one, right? And how quickly we can reach our goals, uh, and that goal, if we can reach that goal of scaling with efficient and high quality execution and the leadership bandwidth, I don't have to uh, take my leadership team and replicate them in multiple ways. The bandwidth that we have today. Uh, so it's the ability to scale, and how fast can we do that? How fast can we scale enough, not compromising what we are doing today? We are providing high quality, deep expertise with trust. We are providing all that today, and without compromising that, uh, how can we scale fast enough uh, to reach what we want to reach, our goals, right? And so I would say the gaps are maybe the capacity, as I said, the bandwidth and the capacity to meet we are a global company, so the demand comes globally. I cannot be, if, I personally, I cannot be in Germany or India instantly. How can I replicate that so we don't lose those opportunities? That's one. And then obviously the second part of the gap would come from uh, talent. you know, uh, and all of us. I mean, your company, my company, every company today is looking for the talent who can bridge that bit. In our view, I think what we are looking for is always someone, the talent that bridges business understanding and AI execution, right? So it's a combination. We cannot have all unicorns working in our company. We realize that, but we need to have some combination of the business understanding. And you will see me talking to a fresh graduate. And our goal is, how fast can I get them mentored to bring that kind of mindset, right? So there are a lot of strong technology folks out there, and there are a lot of probably strong business oriented people. How do I bring them and the talent that has both? We can mentor them fast enough. Uh, and so doing all this with, we got to experiment, we got to be agile, and we have to collaborate with our customers, working shoulder to shoulder with them. The market I see is still maturing, and there's a lot of hype and noise around AI. And the fourth aspect I would say is, how do I scale to and yet be of help to clients to filter out or distinguish between that uh, noise and hype and the real business impact of AI, right?
Definitely.
It's not about trend. It's not about hype. It's about real business value, right? So
Mhm.
to have my people all align with that, that's another gap that we are constantly working on to close.
Well, thank you for sharing that. This half hour has flown by. This has been such a great conversation. It's so great learning about your business. I would love to connect our audience with you and your business. How can people connect with you online?
Oh, they can connect with me online through my LinkedIn profile. It's Ramesh Rajagopalan, or they can come to my website, setconnect.ai. That's SET Connect, CONNECT.ai. That's the second way. And I think with these two, we can certainly begin some, connecting and communicating and so on. And look out for what we constantly provide updates. We are actually in the process of getting our next version of our website. It's all refreshed and a lot more information there. So uh, those are the couple of ways. And always, LinkedIn is always welcome. I'm always active on LinkedIn, and I have a very active communication with industry folks, network of people.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Ramesh. Before we wrap up for the day, I have one more question for you. What is most inspiring to you today?
Oh, that's a great question. What is most inspiring? Uh, I think I'm inspired by the scale of possibility we are entering as a society and as our business. It's a tremendous. I see. When I never did have this. Uh, walking. I recently was in a steel manufacturing or right in the middle of all this metal, molten metal, and the furnace and heat and dirt and so on. But looking through all that, what an opportunity. If they get one additional unit train through their system with the data and AI and all these things, that one unit train, additional unit train per day literally means about $200 million a year. This is the kind of opportunity that they are excited about, I'm excited about, right? So this technology is so powerful that it's not about installing a software, it's about reorienting ourselves, our thought process, the way we operate, make decisions, and compete, right? So there is tremendous opportunity, and I think we are all living in this transformation age. So I'm inspired by the organizations that are willing to do that, willing to rethink how they operate and how they can harness the power of this AI as a transformation engine, uh, and the intersection of human intelligence and artificial intelligence, right? So I don't believe that the future is about, we hear a lot about replacing people and so forth. Maybe that's a temporary phenomenon, but I think in a larger scale, I think it's about amplifying our own capability, human capability, that with the I think there's tremendous potential that that we can solve harder problems, operate at greater speed, greater scale, and all those kinds of things, right? So that's a for me, that's a mission, and I wake up to that mission every day to bring that uh, energy and the passion and the belief and the commitment that this AI has the power to change us, transform us, and that's sort of what's inspiring me today.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This has been a great conversation, sharing about your business and all that you're building. So thanks for being on the show today.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time and wonderful questions. I really appreciate you guiding me through all these answers, and it was very lively. I until you told me 30 minutes have passed, I didn't realize that was one of the engaging conversations I've had, Kay, in a long time. So thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.